Where do we start, Stevie? Possibly with the news that South Africa might be coming into the Six Nations if rumours are to be believed. Do you believe them, first of all, and what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, lots of rumours. There's no smoke without fire, is there? And I think, CVC have got involved in the Six Nations. They now own 1/7 of the competition, £365 million invested. But there's also another 6 teams there that own part of the Six Nations Championship, one of those being Italy. And Italy is now being talked about being thrown out of the competition in 2025. And the reason we're going for 2025 is because the Rugby Championship down in the Southern Hemisphere, the teams involved in that have signed on until 2025. So after that expires, then they're now thinking that the South African team is maybe going to come into the Six Nations. I can't see it. I hope it's not true. I hope the rumours are all false. And we can put it to bed very, very soon. There's been a little bit of back and forth on social media with people's opinions, but I think the rugby purists, the nostalgia, the memories of the Six Nations, excuse me, to bring South Africa into it just wouldn't be the right call.
You're getting emotional about this, right?
Yeah, getting choked up. I needed to take a breath. I could barely swallow.
John, what are your thoughts?
Look, 33 games without a win doesn't do them any favours to quell the rumours. But yeah, look, everyone forgets, they have a right to veto this, to bring another team into the championship. They can veto that, so stop it dead in its tracks. Now people are saying, what number does it take to get them to get bought out of the championship? Is there a number? But if Italy get bought out of the championship, that is the death of Italian rugby. I don't know where they would go from there. Yeah, they'd have a nice lump of money, but yeah, like Steve, I just can't see the logic in it, even from an Italian point of view. If you get all this money to grow the game, or whatever the reasons might be, it seems unlikely.
But like a private equity firm, it's their job to make money. And if they think the product that's on show at the minute isn't going to be as good as the product with South Africa involved in the Six Nations, then they will try and push it. Of course they will. And I think South Africa, they're coming into the Northern Hemisphere with the Premiership in the URC. Their teams are now playing more in the Northern Hemisphere. I think this will gather a little bit of momentum over the next couple of years. This isn't going to go away.
The Six Nations have denied it. We should point out they released a statement today responding to all of these rumours and reports. That's what it said. It said they're not entertaining any discussion nor developing any plans to add or replace any participating union. That's pretty clear, lads. But the South African Union have said they would be interested, John. Would it be in their interest? Let's put it like that. Would it be in the South African Rugby Union's interests for them to be in this championship?
You can see why they want to. The Six Nations is arguably the best international competition in the world. You can see from a logistical point of view with time difference, you see the South African teams playing in the URC now. You can see the money injection that it would create. It might give them the opportunity to bring a lot of their players home, given that extra capital and equity they'd have in the game. But yeah, look, this, like you see, no smoke without fire, it does seem. If you're South Africa, of course you're going to say we're interested, but what's the longer term impact of the global season, of the championship in New Zealand with Argentina? What happens there? So it's not just a simple decision, but yeah, it's above my pay scale.
Does it sort of reignite that chat about a World League, Stevie, a kind of a restructuring of international rugby in both hemispheres?
Yeah, and I think that comes around the summer internationals and the autumn internationals, and bringing 10, 12 teams together to play for something in the end up of that league. Obviously the Six Nations teams, the 4 rugby championship teams, and then maybe Japan and Fiji in there, and to play those games. We know around the autumn internationals, sometimes there's games that pop up that are meaningless. They're just, we don't see the best players in the world on show, and maybe a World League, you would get more of those bigger games, and I think that's the way to go. But where do you fit them in? Lions Tour, Six Nations, domestic, European, this autumn internationals. There's just so many games, and I think players and pundits have been saying that there's too many games, and if anything we need to reduce them, and they have done a little bit over the last couple of years. But yeah, I'm a bit like John, it's over my pay grade as well.